My
You
God,
had
it's great.
surgery for your kidney stones?
My God, I almost died. I thought I was going to die.
Oh, wow. I've never heard of anybody having surgery for
Because
that.
most people pee them out.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
didn't know what it was. Literally, I didn't know what was wrong with me. Have you ever had a kidney stone?
No.
Junior?
Not quite. No.
No. Well, I felt this horrible pain and I thought I was dying. I'm like, I couldn't breathe. I was like, Oh,
Yes.
Erica came and then she found me on the floor screaming like, and then the fire rescue came and I didn't know what was wrong with me. And then, they took me in and they took me into Mercy, which is an HCA hospital. And right away, like within 10 minutes, they're like, you have a kidney stone. I'm like, kidney stone? Oh my God. Y nada, I couldn't pee it out on this.
Viste quién they just announced for the Super Bowl?
I was going to put it on my Instagram and I was so stupid I didn't do it.
Oh, well.
I'm surprised that there's controversy with that.
I'm not.
Why?
Because
he's like
there's
number one artist in the
there's
world.
controversy for everything now. I look at it strictly from a business perspective, which is he is right now the biggest artist in the world as of right now, and that's not just me saying because I appreciate his music or because he's Latino. The numbers are there. They are what they are. And it is a business decision. Exactly. Sing it.
Well, I was, like I said, in chorus.
Sing it. See,
Several
okay.
years.
How long were you in chorus?
Maybe like 2 or 3 years.
Okay. High school or junior
Junior high.
high? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
me daba mucha pena. So embarrassed.
Really?
Because you would have to go sing. To try out, you would have to go into a room. There was a piano. And then they would be like, and you have to be like, la 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 la, la 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 la.
Right.
And I was so embarrassed to do it in front of everybody. I was like,
That's an audition, baby.
oh my God, I was so embarrassed.
That's why you've never been on the Broadway.
Oh no, I would always sign up for acting in high school, and then right before the school year would start, I would
Really?
cancel. Yeah,
You were that shy?
yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, me too. I'm really shy.
You're not shy. Please, my ass.
I am so shy. It is episode 363 of Pero Let Me Tell You.
You started?
Yes, we are. Yes. That's how this works. Cold opens, baby. Yes, cold opens.
Wow.
I think Juanita's sick this week, though.
I know.
see her.
I was gonna comment on that. I don't see her.
I don't see her. I think,
Is she
que
the
se
one
mejore.
behind the girl in the purple?
No, that's Clotilde.
Oh, Clotilde.
Yeah,
I've seen her
yeah.
before.
Yeah, she's been here too, but I think Juanita always steals the spotlight.
Yeah, we always talk about her, and
Yeah.
that causes a little bit
A
of
little
friction
rift,
between the
yeah.
rest. But we still have a nice.
No, it's a good crowd. It's a good crowd.
That's you Snapey, no?
Well, yeah, no, you Snapey, you Snavi, you Snoozies. Yes.
Todos vienen, qué bueno.
Yeah. We're a family show here.
Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. And then actually, you know what I've noticed though? They do tend to congregate behind Junior.
Yes, there's more on
yeah,
that area.
Yeah, they're J heads.
What do the signs say?
Well, they say we love Junior.
Oh, okay. I couldn't read from far.
Yeah. That's what we're calling Junior's fans,
Thank
by
you
the way.
for
J
coming,
heads.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
¿Cómo le estamos llamando?
J heads.
J heads.
Yeah.
Why?
Because Junior and if you're like a sneakerhead, you love sneakers and things like that. So I'm going with J heads.
That's new vocabulary for me, but I'll go with it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm not bright enough to make that up on the spot yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I would have believed it. I'm paying attention a lot to the volume because I notice that your voice is always perfect and mine goes on and off and
It's not perfect. It's just I always sit next to the mic. That's what it is.
So
Whereas you're more animated than I am.
really? Yeah, I move more.
You're more
I
animated.
move more.
Yeah, exactly.
I move more. I'm twitching. Yeah.
No, you're not twitching. You're animated.
Yeah.
Twitch is like que tienes un tic nervioso, but animated.
I'm
just
always
means,
adjusting.
You're in the-
yeah, because I'm I have back problems.
Yes, you're like a Sealy
Yeah,
Posturepedic.
and I kind of see the reflection. So, how was your weekend?
It was good. I'm thinking back, what did I do this weekend? So this weekend was actually fun. Because we had a pop-up at Las Rosas. Have you ever been to Las Rosas?
No, but I want to know about it.
Okay, well, it is it's and I say this with love. It's a dive bar in Alapata, and it's fantastic. I love a dive bar. And so we did a pop-up, and one of the owners is actually Domino, Adrian, wrestler, been on the show several times. Nice. Shout out, love you, man. And he was there, and we had a great time. And then it's also Masa Craft is also involved. So it's just a whole lot of just people that we love.
Masa Craft. Do they make croquetas?
They make croquetas and they make lumpias.
Didn't they win a few years ago?
Probably.
Yeah.
But they won something, I'm sure. And if they didn't, they should because they rock.
I think no, because I kept the card, and I think it was that one.
Yeah, Naida and Carlos are fantastic human beings. Currently, they're at Taurus in the Grove. They're doing the kitchen there, and so if you want to go have some delicious croquetas, lumpias, go to Taurus. Masa Craft is there. Delicious.
So it involved eating.
Well, we were doing the pop-up, so it involved eating our food.
Do you eat your food when you do the pop-ups?
Depends how hungry I am. Depends how hungry I am and how crazy it gets. What I wind up doing is I'll usually sometimes like just have because when you take the chicken out of the fryer, out of the baskets, sometimes there's like a little some stuff left behind, and sometimes I'll just like pick at that, like the breading, just because it just gets busy. So
a lot of cooks and pastry chefs don't eat their stuff.
Darian doesn't eat our stuff.
Yeah, he told me that.
Yeah, he's like I don't.
I eat everything that I bake.
Yeah, sometimes at Beat Culture, like if I'm really hungry, I'll make like a small like thigh and I'll bread it and I'll just have it like así pelao, like out of hunger. Yeah.
I'm a little hungry.
I know you came today hungry.
Yeah,
today you're me.
Today I'm a little hungry. Today I'm a little tired. Today I'm a little nauseous. I have an array of emotions and feelings.
But you made it.
I made it.
You made it.
Because I was in the car with my friend all day long, and she's crazy. Está loca. Her name is Erica Carrillo.
I love that you called her out. She's like,
Yes.
she's insane, crazy. Here's her name.
I call people out. Like Dallas was telling me, I saw you. I heard you mention my name. I'm like, yeah. And I love her to death. Erica.
No, at first and last name. Not even just for
Carrillo. She's a
full government.
Yeah.
She's a winner.
He's
I mean,
reporting.
She's a smart cookie. She's won like 13 Emmys. She's a type of reporter that she will go after a lot of these politicians that are corrupt. And she'll be like, hey, que te robaste.
Oh, she's that girl. Okay.
Oh, yeah. She's won 13 Emmys.
So she's not that crazy.
No, but she's crazy because when she talks, like it's like Darian.
Okay.
She speaks really loud. Okay. And then she drives you crazy. And when you're in the car, I go like this. I'm like, lower the volume, and I go like this. Oh, we'll go somewhere. Like today we went to Eda.
There you go.
Eda, and I had a slice of cake. And I had a cupcake, and we walked in. She's like, "I said you," and I'm like, Erica, and I apologized to the woman. I don't know how many times I'm like, "I'm so sorry. I know she's a lot," and she kept screaming and screaming and screaming. And then in the car, I'm right next to her, and then she drives. She pushes she has her foot on the pedal, like lo toca, lo deja ahí, lo toca, lo deja ahí. And I had to be like, stop me somewhere. I wanted to eat something, and I was already so nauseous that I ended up going to Publix and getting this salad that was horrible. And that was my lunch. So me duele la cabeza. I am nauseous, but at the same time, I'm hungry.
Okay. I've been there.
Yeah.
Been there. Yeah.
But anyhow, that was my day.
Yeah.
But my weekend, Saturday, I'm thinking Friday, blur. But Saturday, we went to this place. Have you been to, se llama in the Grove? It's okay. I'm forgetting. I'm drawing a blank. They have it. It's like we have to play a game now. They have it on the beach. Carbone Vino.
Okay. No,
They
I
have
haven't been.
Have you been, Junior?
No.
It's Carbone. Carbone is a very
Yes.
you know Carbone, right? Mm-hmm. So they have like the sister restaurant was Carbone Vino. It's in the Grove. It's by like the Mayfair, and it was so good. It was so good, so good, so good, so good. We had de todo, and I went with Eric. He had just arrived, and my friend Lisbeth invited me to go. So it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Jorge Ramos was there. Chicken Kira was there. It was cool. We're in a little
Like they
corner.
were there with you guys,
No.
just happened to be there.
They happened to be there. And that's it. And then on Sunday, I went to I was gonna go to my mom's house, but then when my dad calls, I'm like, uh-oh. And then I have to ask him a question, Junior, because my mom, she threw up.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then she had, can I say diarrhea?
You just did.
Okay, she had diarrhea. So she calls me, and I'm like, I'm sure you're gonna be fine. You're gonna. So by the time I hung up with her, she was already heading to the hospital.
Oh no.
Yeah, because se preocupa. And I went there, and I was with her, and it was nothing serious. But I realized at a certain age, you have to kind of like honor what they're saying, but kind of like also bring down the volume. Not tell them you're not feeling that, you're feeling it, but it's okay if you throw up.
Right.
Algo te cayó mal. And then right next to us, some guy died. Like in the room next to us, I had never seen that. They brought in a guy, and there was a machine pumping his chest. I'd never seen that. It was like
Oh, there's a machine that does the compressions.
yes,
now?
and he was
wow.
it was jumping out. It was an older man. He was 94. Was just jumping out of the stretcher, and I was like, oh my god! And it was a cold blue.
Oh, yeah.
And then like maybe 20 minutes later, you hear the doctor coming out and say, the time of death is 5'2". I was like, oh my god, I felt horrible. I don't know. I just felt horrible.
No, but he was 92. I mean, he
was
lived the full life.
It was
so
a little older. I think it was 94.
Okay, well,
but still, I just felt bad.
no, I understand feeling bad, but I'm saying at least it was somebody who,
I
wasn't
lived a
somebody
life.
who was like 20.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I was still like, oh my god, he was alive one moment and dead the next. I'm gonna end it there because it's taking a like a dark and sad.
Also, I'm curious, how long were you there with this gentleman? Like
no.
dead the next, and then
No,
they took him down to the morgue, and then I followed him out.
I was just there with my mom and my dad. For
it's like long story short,
like
I'm
2
giving the
hours.
eulogy on Tuesday.
for like 2 hours. It was like 2, and there was a crazy woman in the hospital. She's like, "Suck at me, suck at me, suck at me," and she.
That's an
took
awful
up
way to
all
talk
her
about your
crap.
mother, Roger.
My mom did that. I don't know. And she's like, I'm leaving, and she left. She took off her IV and she left. I'm like, God, where am I? But it was actually Kendall Regional, which is a great hospital now. I used to call it the death hospital.
It used to be awful.
Now it's amazing. 'cause
Eso era un mata viejo.
yeah, it's an HCA hospital, and it's amazing. I got surgery there. And,
yeah?
my kidney stones. Yeah, oh my
You
god,
had
it's great.
surgery for your kidney stones?
My god, I almost died. I thought I was gonna die.
Oh wow, I've never heard of anybody having surgery for
Because
that.
most people pee them out.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
didn't know what it was. And I called my crazy friend Erica. That's another story because somebody else couldn't come. But anyhow, so Erica came over, and literally I didn't know what was wrong with me. Have you ever had a kidney stone?
No,
Junior?
not good.
No.
No. Well, I felt this horrible pain, and I thought I was dying. I'm like, I couldn't breathe. I was like, "Ah." Anyhow, so I called my friend Erica, and then I'm omitting part of the story, but anyhow.
Stick to the facts. Stick to the facts.
So
Yes.
Erica came, and then she found me on the floor screaming like and then the fire rescue came, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. And then they took me in, and they took me into Mercy, which is an HCA hospital, and right away, like within 10 minutes, they're like, "You have a kidney stone." I'm like, "Kidney stone? Oh my god!" Y nada, I couldn't pee it out. It took 2 days. I couldn't pee it out. I was in so much pain that
for
the
2
morphine,
days.
the morphine that they would put on me, it wouldn't do anything, and I would be screaming. I would be like, horrible. And my poor mom was there with me the entire time. Eric was traveling, so he felt horrible.
So this was recentish.
That was. That was October of 23. October of 23.
Okay, it was
almost 2 years.
recentish, yeah.
Almost 2 years, and I never knew that you could experience so much pain, that something could be so painful. I would always hear my dad complaining about kidney stones, and I was like, "Pobre," but not until you go through it. And anyhow, there was something stronger than morphine that they put on, and that's the only thing que me calmaba. I gained, I'm not exaggerating, in 3 days, I gained 16 pounds because of so much fluid that they have pumping up with. And when I got home, I freaked out. I looked at the mirror, I'm like, oh my God, what happened to me? I gained 16 pounds in 3 days. I didn't think that was possible. I called the doctor.
all
Said,
water weight.
That's normal. Yeah. I didn't know that. And nothing would fit me. And then I lost it pretty quickly. I lost it like in 5 days.
Tremenda meada.
Tremenda. I thought it was never going to stop. So for the first time they did surgery because I couldn't pee it out. I'm just take it out. And then they couldn't take it out where it was because I had 2. And then 7 days later, they did surgery again. I was out of work for a month. Yeah. So I was very traumatized. But in that hospital, they were amazing. Amazing. Okay, enough of
Wow, I had no
Sad
idea that
stories.
was even. I had never heard of anybody having surgery to remove a kidney stone. Wow, coño.
Every time I come here, I get more personal.
That's, and you give us a great reel.
Yeah, it's a lot. It was it was the worst pain of my life. The worst pain of my life.
Wow.
But anyhow, well, you know what's coming now.
We do know. We know it's time. Are you ready, sir? Is the camera trained on you? Is it?
Yes, I'm always ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
That's right.
What's
John's
coming
house.
now, Junior?
Okay, wait. What was the time last week?
Last week it was
32 seconds.
It was 32 seconds.
So what is it? This
We're
week?
up to 37.
37. Okay, 37 seconds.
Okay, en tres.
Okay. Wait. Are you?
He's always ready.
You're
man.
in
He
a
was born
zen.
ready.
Okay. No. I meant more from the camera perspective.
Oh, from a camera
Okay,
perspective.
yeah.
Good catch.
All right.
Okay, en tres. Dos.
Dos.
Uno.
Friday was David Verjano's birthday, so shout out to David. We celebrated his birthday. The Cultura crew did, and we had a Casa Cultura on Cultura TV, so make sure you check it out on the Cultura TV YouTube channel. Saturday was a chill day that I went to Perrine Wayside Park with Luna. That's her favorite dog park. Sunday, I went to celebrate Steph's old friend's birthday party that she used to work with at the country club, Deering Bay Estates. And it was awesome time. We had paella, and it was a great crew. And that was my weekend right there. So that's it. That's it for me. Thank you so much.
Sir, you were
I don't need the 8 minutes.
Two
like
seconds
you guys
shy.
want to give me, but
35 seconds.
Wow.
Mercy buckets.
He gets a lot in there, right?
He really does. He understands the assignment.
And then it just reminds me of how little I've done. He got so much. What did I do? I went to eat.
Well, okay, you went to eat and then you accompanied your mother to the hospital. I think that's a full weekend.
Okay, but compare that to everything he just said.
Fair enough.
Wow,
But,
Junior, you have a pretty active life.
yeah, it just means you're boring. That's.
Oh.
Yeah. And so am I, because I only had one. I only had work.
I think
Basically,
that
is what I said.
classifies as bullying.
But is it?
You're boring.
Oh,
Well, no, you know,
'Cause I could've said you're boring and ugly.
I gotta own it. I mean, this weekend I was boring. Yeah, I didn't do much.
Yeah, I didn't say just had a boring weekend, and that was
Oh,
okay.
not that I was boring.
No.
No, but you were also there, technically, alongside the people that were saving lives, technically saving a life yourself, while saving the life that gave you a life. So you did a lot this weekend, actually.
Thank you, Junior, for always making me feel better. And speaking of lives and people who gave you life, how's your mom? Because last week
that's
you
right.
told us that she had a little issue with her bone.
Yeah, she did not go to the Keys this past weekend, which religiously they always go to the Keys, their favorite spot in Key Largo. The pain has gotten much better.
That's good.
And she's like weaning off meds, and she's going to start physical therapy. I don't think she's going to do
She's not going to do surgery, but she has like a hairline fracture.
Yes, in the humerus. Oof. Like we said, not so funny. But
Yeah, I was listening. I'm glad she's doing better. I was listening to the podcast, and I have to say, I forgot that was called humerus.
Yeah.
Because when I was listening, he had said the humerus, and then at the end I'm like, where? And you're like, the humerus. Humerus. Like, oh, but where? I was like, oh my God. And I'm calling myself out on that.
Yeah, but you know what? You recognize it, and you've grown since last week.
Okay. Okay. Está bien.
like all of us, you just listened, laughed, and learned.
There we
That's
go.
it. The more you know here.
Exactly. See, that's what we're all about here, Roger. There's no shaming.
I know this place is like it's like a safe space.
It is until it's not.
I listen. No. I listen. Let me tell you. I listen to the news and I come out like, and then I come here and it's like,
I mean, and that's what we strive for. We really want to be like, look, are we going to talk about things that happen? Yes, because there's only so much anecdotes we can, chat about in a given week. It's just sometimes shit doesn't happen. But we also don't want it to be like adding to the whirlwind of just insanity that people are confronted with on a daily basis,
Well, I give the phase because I brought a topic today.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, it happens on occasion.
That
That's
might be
okay.
controversial.
Okay, well then you know what? Lay it on us. You already brought you said you mentioned it. Let's go.
I have to
Let's
be very
pull the Band-Aid off.
I have to be very careful how I say this because I mean I don't want any hate.
Okay. Is this where you come out as an anti-vaxxer?
No, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Although I haven't had any more vaccines.
Or is this about?
I have plenty.
Or is this about the fact that you actually like picadillo, pasas in your picadillo? Because that's the
I love
controversy.
pasas en picadillo
You see, guys. you
because
know.
I have a sweet palate, so
Okay.
I like it.
Okay, all right.
I like
all right.
pasas en picadillo.
But
Yeah.
judge away, I guess. I don't know.
No. I always have mi picadillo con pasas. Always. Not with pasas. No, it's not pasas. No, I
Olives.
don't. Well, I like it with pasas, but that's not what I put. I put ay, ¿cómo se dice eso, coño?
I don't know, Hilaria.
Oh my God, what is it called? What's it called?
Is it sweet?
Yes,
What-
it's sweet. It can have a seed in it. It's. I feel like I'm playing a game. Like,
a seed in it.
yes, it's sweet.
Dates?
They look like dates. Dates.
Okay.
Dates. I put dates on them.
Really?
Yeah, I chop them up. I buy the seedless dates.
Yeah.
I chop it up and I put it in.
I've never heard that before.
No transition. I know I'm special.
No, but I
no
like it.
transition. Okay. I'm gonna talk about this because I saw something on Only in Date that just
Okay.
freaked the you know what out of me.
Okay.
I was like, oh my God. You know that we've had we've always had the what's it called, the like an open carry.
Yes. Mhm.
It was we didn't have an open. I mean, it had to be a concealed.
It was a concealed weapon, and then recently it was
Right.
overturned. Yes, so now you can do open carry.
Right. So I'm not against, I'm not against anyone having guns. I think everyone has the right, your Second Amendment right to have a gun. You want to protect yourself, great. I have no issues with that.
Same.
But my issue is,
I actually want to go to a shooting range. I've never been, and I've always
no,
wanted to go.
me da cosa. I don't want to do that. But thank you for sharing. But when I saw, this guy on a motorcycle on like 836 with an AK-47 on his back.
Are you serious?
And then they put another picture of, it was there were people gathered outside,
Right.
and the guy with another AK-47. I'm like, I just had a really hard time with that. I'm like, so now you can go anywhere as long as, people still have their private businesses still
Correct.
have,
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
own.
Also, and I learned this at Las Rosas, you cannot walk into an establishment, and this was told to me by the security guard there. You cannot walk into an establishment that serves liquor with a weapon.
Okay, that one I didn't know. I
didn't know that either.
Yeah,
maybe I'm
can
wrong.
confirm.
Okay, I'm like maybe
I
I'm,
can
but
confirm.
he said that, and I was like,
I did some security work,
Okay.
and yes, if it serves alcohol, you cannot. And
Okay.
they've been
And-
doing pat downs and everything.
yeah, like
because
he
of that,
even
but yes.
took like pepper spray away from a woman too, like because that's considered like a weapon. So I mean, they're really strict about
that.
that.
I don't know that.
Well, he did.
I think tasers less than
Well, no,
tasers at a handheld or less, and the pepper spray was allowed, but
Oh no, this guy took away
absolutely no
tasers también.
firearms. Okay.
I just think for me it was like a frightening picture of, let's say you're outside somewhere and then there's just 3 or 4 people with machine guns and AK-47s. I was like, oh my God, how can people be okay with that?
Here's my, and again, I don't have guns, but I grew up with guns in the house. I've said this story before where like I've grown up with guns in the house of like my grandparents, and even I think in my parents' house there's probably a gun. I always knew the guns were there. I never knew where they were. So it's not even like I grew up in this like, no, guns, peace, and guns are like my mother growing up. Not when I was growing up. When my mother was growing up, she had a gun. I think it was like a Smith & Wesson, and she used to tell me like, yeah, I used to go to the shooting range and I would clean it and the whole nine. So I'm cool with guns as an overall concept. But what exactly is it that you think you're like if you're going to tropical park, do you need an AK-47? What do you and then here's my thing about it.
It's very scary.
Here's my thing about that, right? Like, okay, let's say you left the house with this gun and you're strapped to show everybody you're strapped. That's great. Are you playing kickball with this thing?
Yeah, what is the point, right?
Because you can't put it, I hope you don't just put the gun down on a picnic blanket somewhere and walk. You know what I mean? Like, so to what end? What is the, you know what I mean? Like, what's the goal here other than to show up somewhere and be like, look how cool I am that I have this AK at Tropical Park. And again, I'm just using Tropical Park as an example. I'm not saying someone did, but again, it's one of those like I don't understand the mentality.
For me, it's scary. I think maybe it's an intimidation thing.
Yeah, but to what end?
I don't know. You show up with an AK-47.
Right.
People are te van a tener
Right,
miedo.
but how insecure are you? That's why if that is the reason you're showing up to a public space with a gun, then I'm sorry, you should actually just use promo code PERO and go to betterhelp.com for some therapy.
That's a good one. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's deeper than the gun, and I know people will be like, no, for protection and this and that. And I'm like, listen, I'm pro protection.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I have no issues with that.
But a Magnum could be just as effective. You don't have to show up with an AK, right? Like,
I think it's another
and again,
extreme.
what do you, this is not a gun que tu diga, again, if you're in a public place, like, what do you like, oh, let me put this down while I thump the melons at Publix. Like, what do you,
I agree.
what is the goal?
To me, I don't know. It was just, I don't know, me chocó.
Yeah,
Me chocó.
of
When
course.
I saw that image on this guy on 836, I don't know if it was 836 or I-95. And then there was another image of another guy just outside some establishment talking to a group of people with, like an AK-47 on his back. I was taken back by that. It really bothered me. It stayed with me. And, I've been talking to friends of mine and they're like, no, we're against that. No, we have guns, but we would never do that. What's up with that? Yeah, it's like it's legal.
Also, why do you want to make yourself, and maybe this is me thinking a different way, why would you want to make yourself a target in that way? Because the idea is that, like I'm strapped, I'm protected, I'm ready for anything that can happen. Well, okay. But you're assuming that you're going to have time to react. Somebody could see that and automatically sees you as the threat and takes you out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like you're also in a weird way painting a target on your back that you don't need.
I don't. Yeah, it's just unnecessary.
Yeah,
and that came into effect on the 25th.
Yeah.
What day is today? I don't know.
We're like in the beginning of October.
Yeah, so it was just recently, and I didn't know about it, to be honest with you. I had read about it, but I had forgotten that it was taking place already. And I don't know. That stuck with me. I'm going to write that down because I wonder how people feel about that. Because again, it's not about people who are against your Second Amendment right to bear arms and all that. No, it's about carrying an AK-47, a rifle on your back when you're at a park. And it's legal.
Right.
So you could be celebrating your little kid's birthday and there's 5 guys walking around the park with AK-47s.
Not just that, pero con el calor que hace en Miami, tú sabes lo que es andar con una ametralladora on your back. Vaya, tienes que tener ganas para pasar ese calor.
Yeah.
Because again, you can't just put that down on like a bench somewhere.
No.
I mean, or you shouldn't. You know?
No, it's quite. I don't know. I just find
it's quite burdensome.
Yeah, but it's just, to me, it's just quite disturbing.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about that, Junior.
I feel like I'm going to speak for Junior for a minute, but I feel like Junior is like not anti-gun, but also like not pro showing off.
Let's see if you're right.
Yeah.
Peace.
Okay.
I mean, am I right? I mean, I'm assuming. Yeah. Like.
I think guns are like a high, medium, and low on what they're used for. So I would say for positive and normal would be for protection and hunting.
Right.
For necessity in the past has been for wars. And then for evil is obviously for murders and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I realized that this is a very big planet. And the ones that have the most guns are the ones that are obsessed or involved in the most wars. And that's why the first thing that I did was peace, because I'm on the side of peace the full way. And I don't have an obsession with any of that. I have an obsession with peace and humanity and love. And I respect the human right to do and own what they would like to. So I'm for the
responsible gun ownership.
Absolutely.
There you go.
But I don't like the intimidation factor for anything. I don't like it for people with even big pickup trucks that rev engines next to you.
Like it has nothing to do. I have a pickup truck. I get it.
But that's a good point that you made. The intimidation, like
for
that
anything,
would change the energy in any room. Let's say
what you said about a birthday party.
Yeah,
you had a birthday party and
we're in Tamiami Park.
And so many people that go to a vacation somewhere, they've said like, "Oh, I'm on the beach and there's all these dudes with machine guns. It's very uncomfortable."
What do you need a machine gun on the beach?
Now that's what's happening here, according to what you're mentioning, Roger.
It
So
went effect on
I
September
don't like
25th.
that because I want people to vacation or just live tranquilo, like chilling, at peace, being able to feel like they can go anywhere and not be like or freaking out, even whether they're like for it or not or whatever. It's still alarming to see out of nowhere, etc. So there's a time and a place for everything, etc. Like
also,
I said,
even under the umbrella, hace un calor en esa playa. that gun is it's metal. It's gonna heat up. And it's gonna burn. It is not gonna be comfortable to use.
But sizzling. But can you imagine how uncomfortable you would be? You're on the beach, laying down, and then next to you, there's 3 people with, machine guns, AK-47s and rifles.
Yeah, like again, to what end?
Yeah.
To what end?
So anyhow, I'm glad that you guys feel the same. I was talking to my dad about it because my dad does own a gun, and he's like, "Yo estoy en contra de eso. No hay necesidad para eso." I'm like, oh my God, we agree. Yeah.
Well, but that's because I think most, and again, I really want to stress this. If you speak to most responsible gun owners, most if not all responsible gun owners approach it from a gun should be for protection, not as a status symbol. And so you're going to probably find that if you speak to the average person who owns a gun, who knows how to use it properly, who's been trained, etc., they'll probably have a similar, if not exact, but a similar thought as you.
Opinion on it.
Like, okay, yeah, I'm going to carry my gun openly, but when I'm saying gun, I'm talking a handgun. Something for protection, not for lack of a better word, status.
Yeah, I gotta say, it still bothers me when I see any kind of gun out. It's like, I mean, I have a certain family member that has a gun and normally has it, which I'm not gonna go into who, but, and I'm like, that bothers me a lot. It's like, oh my God, there's no need for that. Like, but anyhow, that's your prerogative, and that's
we
what
know that we know that's why it took your mother to get admitted a little longer, because she had her gun on her. You know, your mom showed up at the hospital with her AK.
No, my mom's terrified of guns. She hates guns. She hates
She loves machetes. She prefers a machete to a gun.
Machetazo, yes.
Estilo Cuba. That's it. Like un machetazo.
I'll make sure to share all your thoughts with my mother. Okay, because you mentioned her several times.
I will say, I feel like your mother probably watches the show now because you're on it more than she did before.
I'm sure she does.
Because every time we post something on social, she's like the first one to comment. And she'll be like,
my mama.
Yeah, she's proud of her boy.
Very proud.
She's proud of her boy,
very proud.
as she should be.
Very proud. She's always the first comment, the first like. Yeah.
Listen, if your mom isn't going to be your number one fan, who is?
No, my mom has always been my number one fan. She really has.
Yeah.
But when I saw her in the hospital, I felt bad. I was like, At the end, I was like, I treated her like she was a little bit younger. I was like, you're okay. You're going to be all right. You just vomited and went to the bathroom. You're going to be okay. Okay? She's like, okay. Thank you for coming. And I knew that's what she needed.
But see, your mom tu mamá está entera. Like, she's
mom,
fine.
My
Like,
mom is
your
like
mom, I mean, you know, she's una señora, pero tampoco no está acabada.
No, she's not. My mom's beautiful, but son cositas que le afecta. Every time something happens, she always thinks like, oh my God, this could be bad. You know, but now she's good. She's all good. She's all good.
That's good.
Okay, so there's my I told you my first topic was going to be a little strong.
Yes, it was.
But I think it's a debate not a debate, but it's a topic that I'm sure a lot of people are going to be talking about.
You're going to be seeing it more.
Yeah,
100%. So no, that was a good one. Damn, he pulled that Band-Aid off, but quick. I mean,
I'm doing one of my favorite things here.
Look, he's pretending he's on a balcony somewhere in the middle of like the mountains.
Yes, great coffee.
And now he's doing his like, you know, his ASMR.
I wish I could find that picture that I'll find it before the show's over, of the one in Hong Kong.
Oh, that's right. The one you were enjoying.
The epic one.
Yes. So I wanted to bring something up that's actually it's kind of silly, but I will I will bring this up. So, you know,
I'm paying attention. I'm just looking at it.
So, you know, nobody in this room has gone on a first date in years at this point, right? Because we're on long-term relationships.
Hell no.
But I saw this story recently about someone in China who this gentleman went on a blind date with this woman, but unexpectedly, she brought 23 of her relatives to the dinner with them.
Does she have mental illness? No, I'm serious. I mean, who does that?
Well, okay. So it was a bill of like $3,000, and I'm reading this
Is
verbatim.
This a real story?
I'm reading this verbatim from
not made up.
from I saw it on a post somewhere. So it's not. I don't think it's made up because it's from Pubity, whatever.
Puberty.
I can never figure out how it's supposed to be pronounced. It's Pubity. So I don't know if it's pubity or pubity.
It sounds like puberty.
It does. So I never know. But bueno. So she described pubity.
I believe it's pubity because it's a British site or UK, and it is a pub community. Pubity. Site.
You know what? This is why we need Junior in our lives.
Calling a lifeline. He got it.
Okay, so pubity. So it says she described it as a quote unquote test of generosity, but the man left quietly during the meal. He was later sued. She sued him, but the court ruled in his favor, stating he was only responsible for his and his date's meal, so about $197. So her family, I guess, covered the rest of it or whatever. But can you imagine showing up to a blind date?
Well, I mean, first of all, why didn't he walk out at that
Well,
minute?
he did. No. He eventually walked out. But
No, he eventually, but I'm saying,
yeah.
at first
that
glance,
moment.
at that moment, you come with 23 people, y esta gente quiénes son? Are you kidding? Is this a joke?
And for the record, that's coming from a room full of Cubans who have gargantuanly large families on the most part, primos and primas and tios and tias. And no, I would never think to just show up with everyone I've ever known.
Was it like an extremely poor family and she was trying to take advantage of the fact that...
Well, she said it was a test of his generosity. I don't know what that means.
En lo que es una descarada. I mean, give me a break. You're invited to dinner and you bring 23 people along with you. You're invited to dinner and you bring one person. You're rude. You know, because if I invite you to dinner and then you bring a friend, I'll be like, you know, what's up with that?
Right. Yeah. Unless it's back in the day and it's una chaperona.
You know, that reminds me. I'm still looking.
I see you're just like...
Because I'm looking for that picture that I keep talking
I see he's
about.
just like, you know...
That reminds me when I was dating. And I remember I was at Channel 23, whatever. And I remember that I went out with some guy, right? And the guy was a cubanito. And you know el dicho que te cogieron de... I don't want to say bad words. Te cogieron de come...
De come meada.
Right.
Right. I'll say them.
Okay. So me cogieron de... And so I met this guy. This guy had recognized me from what I did, and so he was a handsome guy.
Never date your fans.
Well, it wasn't a date, but anyhow. So whatever, we're talking. He was a handsome guy. He was from Cuba. But to me, it was like, okay. I mean, we're not gonna get married. And I remember the first time.
How was it? How was it?
I don't know. And I remember that sometimes I feel like I'm just in my living room speaking to you. And anyhow, so we made plans to go out on a date. And I was like, okay, sure, you know, like let's pick a place. Why pick a place? What do we want to eat? Y a la hora de pagar, he was just like, thank you. I was like, okay, because I don't remember who talked about going out to dinner.
Okay, so you thought maybe I invited you.
Yes, I was like, okay, no problem. I mean, it's okay, fine. The second time, he's like, hey, we should go out to dinner. And he picked this really great place on the beach, Miami Beach. And I was like, okay. And it was an expensive dinner. It was probably like $200, $250.
Bueno.
Yeah, it was an expensive dinner.
This was a while back too, so
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. And then a la hora de pagar, he was like, thank you so much. Muchas gracias. And I looked at him and I was like, okay. I'm like, no pasa nada. I paid. Well, he wanted to go out a third time. And guess what? There's a bug. You don't see it?
I do, but I'm enjoying watching you struggle with it.
Porque me coge the nostrils. Anyhow, and so the third time he was like, yeah, let's go out again. And I'm like, sure. And I'm like, where would you like to go? Yeah, he was going to know el cubanito. And he's like, no, there's this place. It was like Hotel Astor or something on the beach. It was an expensive place. Right. There were four couples. Y a la hora de pagar.
Wait, you guys went as a group?
Well, I didn't know. He's like, I'm going to bring three couples, three friends of mine. Todos cubanito.
Wait, so he just showed up with four other people?
No, he showed up with six other people.
With six other people?
Because it was...
Without telling you?
Three of his friends and...
their dates.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. And then everybody ordered drinks, but they saw me working on TV. They're recién llegados. So they assumed that,
right.
You know.
Este tiene dinero.
Right. So, a la hora de pagar, he looked at me and he's like, thank you. I'm like, no. Thank you. Ahora te toca a ti. Here you go. And I got the whole bill. I go, here you go. Ragata. And he looked at me, he's like, ¿en serio? I'm like, claro que en serio. Si yo te invité, así, because cuando tú eres descarado, hay que invitarte. Right. Yo te invité las primeras 2 veces. Esta tercera vez, ahora te toca a ti. Y ahora que traiste tus amistades, invítalos a ellos también. I knew he couldn't afford it. And that was the last time I saw him. So I confront descarados con descarado. You could be descarado. I could double that. I'm going to ump that. And it reminded me of your story because me cogieron de comer una vez, me cogieron de comer la segunda vez, and the third time, I'm like, no, ahora I'm going to show you who's papi, who's boss here. And it was probably like a $700 or $800 bill or more.
Oye, el descaro la tercera vez ya fue demasiado. Because
that
it's
was the
like,
last time I saw him.
Well, as well you should, shit. And you know, if you're watching, fuck you.
No, and then I dropped him off, and then I don't know.
Oh, because you went there together.
I picked him up.
That's what I'm saying. You arrived together. Yeah.
And I remember that, I don't know why. Oh, no. I'm getting it wrong. When I picked him up before going to the restaurant, like he's like, no, just come up for, like, I don't know why I had to come up to his apartment. And when I went up to his apartment, en el piso, habían como 4, 5, 6 colchones. And like in a little 1-bedroom apartment. I was like, okay. I had an idea already que me estaban cogiendo de comer. You know?
Wow.
But at the end, so yeah, it wasn't 23 people, but there were 8 people. and they thought that Roger was gonna pay for the whole bill. Yeah, al final, I don't know how he paid it, but actually, I didn't drop him home. I was like, thank you so much. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I gotta go. It was great meeting all of you. I got up and I left y lo dejé con la cuenta. So,
I mean, bien hecho, honestly.
hecho.
Yeah.
Yeah, so back to your original story. Yeah, yo creo que es una descarada. Y lo cogió de comer.
Wow. I'm sorry. I'm still not over the fact that, like, again, a la primera, bueno, all right, me cogiste de comer mierda. A la segunda, pero a la tercera, it's not que te intentó de coger de comer mierda. Es que he was upping the game.
Yes, upping the game. And every time, I mean, I like nice places. Pero I could be generous, pero no me cojo de comer.
Right. I can treat you if I want to treat you.
Right.
Not because you expect it.
The ugly comes out. So yeah, that didn't happen to me too often, but I remember that one in particular. I don't know if it's because he thought he was a good looking guy that he could do that, but le salió el tiro por la culata. And that is my segue story to your story.
That is wonderful. And look, you brought it back because un tiro, the gun thing. It's wonderful. Yeah, you connect everything. Yeah, it was great. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm going to be thinking about that story. If you had to get like a week from now.
I never forgot it.
I'm probably going to text you a week from now and be like, tú sabes que yo todavía no estoy over.
I never forgot it because it was, I spat. I never forgot it because I'm like, coño, I can't believe like somebody could do that. Like, wow. I guess that's how like, maybe like all these, not sugar daddies, is the other.
The sugar babies and the sugar daddy. I mean, that whole arrangement. But again, that's an arrangement where you understand that that's what's going to happen.
No, there was no understanding.
Right.
I always work for my money, so I mean, not even about coger de comer.
And again,
I have to come up with another word because it's so good to say
Chico,
the word.
Just say come mierda.
No, I don't want to.
But why not?
No, I don't know. I don't want to.
There's no FCC here.
No, I know. Still, I can't.
There's no standards and practices.
I can't. I don't know. I mean, I say bad words all the time. But when I see a camera,
like, I mean,
no. I throw the F-bombs.
Like a sailor.
No, I throw the F-bombs, yeah. But mira, Eric doesn't.
At all?
No.
Even in French?
Yes. Putain. Well, here people won't understand, but that means F. Yeah.
Okay.
But here in Miami, people be like, ¿qué estás diciendo? Que un putón.
Una puta.
Yeah. No, that's not it, guys. But no, he doesn't say a lot of bad words. No. And
but in French, he does because we're very comfortable in our language.
Well, they say like meada,
Yeah.
Pero he's not. No es mal hablado. No es mal hablado. And yo no soy tan mal hablado tampoco.
No. I'm not saying that you're a freaking potty mouth, but you're not afraid of a curse word.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
Off camera life.
Before we started recording, I said a few. Yeah.
He gets them out before we start.
But not on camera. I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
You respect the camera too much.
Yeah, I actually
to defile it that way.
Yeah. Get a little more coffee here. Oh, coño, I was looking for the picture.
Oh yeah, but then you got caught up in the
oh my god.
The descarado of it all.
No, don't tell me that I lost
you lost your place?
Oh, no, I'm not going to do it.
Don't worry. You know what? Look for it on...
I'll send it to you.
Look for it on Saturday or Sunday while you're at home doing nothing and Junior's out doing everything. And then you can,
I'll send it to you.
You can just send it to us.
I'm like, oh my God.
Now that we have a group text going, the three of us, también.
Yes. Oh my God. Is it my turn to
Oh, no. It's not. No. I'm not like passing it on to you. I'm just saying, like, I'm just having a conversation.
I'm kind of stuck on this.
¿Viste quién they just announced for the Super Bowl?
I was going to put it on my Instagram, and I was so stupid I didn't do it.
Oh, well.
But I'm surprised that there's controversy with that.
I'm not.
Why?
Because there's controversy for everything now.
He's the number one artist in the world, I believe, right?
Yes, but number one, there's controversy for everything nowadays. It doesn't matter.
I'm not going to do
it. Doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter what is going on. There's always controversy about something. But I'm not surprised. Because number one, look, to your point, I look at it from so for those of us who don't know, we're talking about Bad Bunny is going to be Bad Bunny's going to be doing the halftime show for the Super Bowl next year. I look at it strictly from a business perspective, which is he is right now the biggest artist in the world as of right now. And that's not just me saying because I appreciate his music or because he's Latino. The numbers are there. They are what they are. And it is a business decision. Exactly. He's the number one artist in the world right now, the biggest artist. He what that translates into is the NFL is really trying to broaden their base their audience to be more global, which they do. The Super Bowl is still seen all over the world, so that makes sense too. And even from an advertiser perspective, because when you have a huge artist, here's the thing, you cannot guarantee the game because you don't know who's going to be playing in the game until it's decided.
What do you mean you can't guarantee?
Well, okay.
Oh, I see what you mean.
There are certain, from an advertiser perspective, there's certain teams that if they're in the Super Bowl, people are going to watch. There's certain teams that if they're in the Super Bowl, people are still going to watch,
but doesn't have the same
pull, right? So also, you can, even if it's two great teams, it could still be a crappy game, right? So people may start tuning out after the third quarter. So what can you guarantee? The halftime show, because that's the only thing you can control in terms of you select the artist. And so from an advertising perspective, you can leverage that in an attempt to try and lure advertisers a little quicker, because at the very least for the first half of the show, people are going to be watching to tune in for the halftime show, etc. So from a business perspective, I think it's absolutely makes the most sense. It's what they've done year after year. They always go after whoever's the biggest name, having a moment, because that's how you create also buzz. Let's be realistic. Everything nowadays has to live online. Everything has to have a social component. So how do you do that? You don't do it by bringing in somebody who has zero buzz.
I agree.
At a global level. So I agree with everything from a business perspective. However, I also understand the controversies about it, because he has, for instance, he's going on a global tour and he's purposely said that he is not coming to the US as a form of protest against, the ICE raids and all of that, which is his right. As, let me remind some of you out there, as an American citizen, because Puerto Rico is part of the US and that does make him a US citizen. That is his right to protest with his art.
And do whatever he wants.
Also, he's been very open about supporting trans rights and things of that nature. So I understand why people are up in arms, aside from the fact that people get up in arms because now everybody has to be upset about something or else the sun didn't rise. So I understand why I don't agree with it, but I understand why there's quote unquote controversy, or as I like to say, non-troversy around that. But I say, you know what, bring it on. Also the fact that, let's face it, he's not going to sing anything in English because he doesn't perform in English. So I say, you know what, bring it. I say, good job, Benito. I think you have proven that to become a global superstar, that language is not necessarily a barrier, and I don't think it should be. I think if you're an artist and you are performing art, whether you like his art or not, if you are generating art that is reaching the masses, language should not be an impediment to that.
I agree.
And I think he's proved it. And again, the numbers are there. I mean, it's not even a matter of like, well, I like this artist or not. No, the numbers and the sales and the streams and the impressions are there, so they prove it.
I think I think to your point, when they're thinking of who to hire, they got to think of someone with global appeal. And I mean, I remember that I was in France and I was in Paris and I was asking about, I don't want to say the artist's name because I know him, and then it's gonna make it look like I'm speaking bad of him and I'm friends with him. But I just mentioned...
But he put Erika, what's her name, on blast as being a crazy woman who doesn't know how to drive. This
guy is very well known. So I mentioned this person's name and I said, do you know this person? Because he had a global mega hit that's known around the world.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Okay, so and I asked, do you know this person? And they're like, no. And then when I said the song, they're like, oh, yeah, I know the song. But then when I'm like, do you know Bad Bunny? They're like, oh, yes, I love Bad Bunny. Right. So, and everyone that I asked knew Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
But I think, for example, Bad Bunny is someone that always comes up when I go to my parents' house. Because they're like, ese tipo no sabe cantar. I'm like,
he
guys,
doesn't sing, first of all.
it's different. It's a different genre.
Yeah.
Things have changed. People have evolved. Music has evolved. And whether you like Bad Bunny or not, whether you agree with his politics or his stance or not, what I think it's very hard to argue is that his songs are contagious. Yeah. You put a song that Bad Bunny and you want to dance. It doesn't matter who it is. You want to dance. Yeah, and I think that's an art.
Yeah.
That's an art, and that's a great talent to be able to do that, to be able to make songs that maybe you don't like them or you don't like the way he sounds, but that you put them on and guess what? People remember them and people want to dance to them and it's catchy. And I think that's an incredible talent. And look at what he just did in Puerto Rico. He didn't want to leave Puerto Rico. He stayed in Puerto Rico And he did this residency there, and it was packed, sold out every single night. So for me, it's a no-brainer. And I was surprised, although I agree with everything that you said. I thought it was a no-brainer when I heard people say, how can Bad Bunny? Oh my God, please, how boring. Boring? You know, I thought controversial. I thought last year was boring, which Darren and I could not agree.
Kendrick?
Yeah, I thought it was, because I'm more of a visual person.
Yeah.
I'm more of a visual person, and to me, it was so freaking boring. You know, I look when when Shakira and J-Lo did it,
Right.
that was a performance. Look when Beyonce did it, Bruno Mars, all these people. Y el otro, he was dead. ¿Cómo se llama? Good-looking guy, but he was dead. Maroon 5.
Yeah. Maroon 5. It was Maroon 5. Adam Levine.
Adam Levine. Boring as you know what. So this guy. So my point was that I like performances. And last year I thought it was boring. So this guy, I think he's going to bring a performance that I think people are really going to enjoy. And just with the beat and the music and that genre, I think it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait for it. I don't watch the Super Bowl.
Oh, we watch it every year.
No, because I don't understand football too much. I mean, it's the truth. But I do watch the halftime show. I always watch the halftime show. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, and you can't, just to kind of put a button on it, you can't also deny the fact that this man has become as successful as he is. Whereas before, a Spanish language artist had to do a crossover, right? To become this famous, you had to have a crossover
100%.
album. No.
He doesn't care.
He's like, no, I'm good.
He doesn't need it.
I'm good. And if you're going to follow me, come with. And if you don't, I'm cool. And I can't fault that. I respect that so wholeheartedly that he's made his own rules.
Es como el dicho, cría fama y acuéstate a dormir. Have you heard that? It's like,
Yeah.
he's there.
And that album is like, you've heard his album, Debí te una foto.
I really haven't, but I'm familiar with most of the songs.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never been too into music. I mean, I'm from the 80s and 90s, so I grew up with Madonna and Cyndi Lauper and all these people. That I know those words back and forth, the lyrics. But with like the newer generation, I just know the songs, but I don't necessarily familiar with all the lyrics.
Okay.
I'm a little behind when it comes to that.
Yeah, no, because what I love, I was just bringing it up because I was saying what I love that he did with this album, and I think we mentioned it on the show when the album came out, is, he's known as a reggaetonero or whatever, but a lot of the songs on the album are actually like very salsa influenced and actually have like a salsa beat. And I think it's so interesting to me when newer artists, once they gain that foothold and that popularity, take it upon themselves to say, okay, cool, you guys dig my stuff, fantastic. I'm going to introduce you to the stuff that inspired me. I'm going to introduce you to the stuff that came before me. And that's how you're going to discover it. Because listen, I mean, I can't say I listen to radio in general that much. I really do listen mostly to like, Spotify and my playlists and all that. But let's be honest, Spanish language radio right now rarely, if ever, plays un merengue, una salsa, una balada.
I'm like you. I hardly listen to radio.
But it's mostly reggaeton. Why? Because it's what sells. It's what sells.
It's what's in.
It's what's in. So if he is going to be the one to come back and say like, you know what? Cool. This is what a salsa sounds like. And that generates an interest in people to go back and check out, Ansel y Raúl, Oscar de León, Chirino,
it's a
or
new
whomever.
Evolution. It's their interpretation, and that's what makes it current.
But I mean, Un Verano en Nueva York.
Oh my God!
But that's a great song. But that's based. I didn't see. That's just my ignorance. That is actually sampling an old song called that. I didn't know that. I thought it was just a new thing that he did.
That's the first time you probably.
That's the first time I heard it. But there you go. That's my point, right? Where it's like now you want to discover. You're like, oh shit, that's a cover or that's a this, and you start pulling that thread, and it maybe introduces a whole new generation to Fania, and that whole catalog. And I think that's so fantastic.
It's funny because that kind of reminds me of like I was a huge fan of, and I still am. I'm a fan de Luis Miguel. And when he came out with Romance,
Te
extraño, como te extraño, what?
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my God, what beautiful songs.
¿Qué sabías tú?
I didn't know those were older songs that he reinterpreted. So I think it's the same thing happening with this generation now. I stopped listening to Luis Miguel because I think it was Romance 1, Romance 2, Romance 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm like, damn, how many romances are you going to have? When are you going to come up with some original? When I figured out that they were all old songs, I was like, I want something new.
Once you realize he had turned into a cover artist.
Yes, that's all he did. I was like, damn it. But I'm still a fan. But you know what? Speaking of, since I normally don't have transitions, right?
All right. But before, you know what?
No, I'm on standby.
Here's the thing. Before we transition that, you know what? We're going to take a quick break.
On standby. I'm on
Yes,
standby.
we're going to put you on standby a quick break so that we can go to one of our sponsors, and then we're going to come back.
It's a polite way of shutting me up.
I'm not shutting you
No,
up.
but I agree with you.
This is a transition.
You did it in a very polite way.
Okay, all right.
I thank you for that. Namaste. Yes.
We started this podcast 8 years ago with one goal: be our authentic selves and make sure our culture was always front and center. It's not always easy, but nobody ever said being bold was easy. And for over 100 years, no café has known that better than Café La Llave. It takes a certain level of bold to unapologetically keep your culture alive. But let me tell you, Café La Llave is doing just that. So when you're being true to who you are and hustling to achieve your dreams, of course you're enjoying Café La Llave Cafecito. After all, it's brewed bold for the bold.
All right, and now we're back, and you know, and so I was helping you make a transition.
You shut me up.
It's
all right, bro.
By taking us to a sponsor.
Shut me up,
then,
Papa. It's all right.
And then, but listen, nobody can shut up the inimitable Roger Borges. No,
I'm learning from you.
It's just a matter of time.
Very polite and elegant way of saying "shut the hell up." You know, que tenemos que ir a comercial. Right?
Exactly. It's like, listen, you can keep talking after we come back from commercial.
No, I wanted to talk. First of all, I need to, you know, like we haven't done our DGM. ¿Cómo es? DGM?
DJM? Was that what we were going to? I think that's what we settled on.
We were going to work on it.
We were, and then we forgot.
That's a Darian moment.
And
If you know he's listening, he's going to be like, they haven't mentioned me. They haven't mentioned me. Why haven't they mentioned me?
You did mention him, but not in a very positive way, because you did say that your friend was loud like him.
Oh, yeah. Very loud. Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
he was mentioned, but that, you know, depends on how we take it.
I haven't talked to him, but I did see that it was my cousin's Jane. Why do I screw up people's names? My God, I can't. Me da pena.
Bueno, shout out to DJ again. He also texted me and he was checking in on my mom while you find out who is in your family. Saludos to DJ. We miss you.
Yes.
Always thinking about you. Pim Pam Pollo brother over there. So, hasta la próxima. You already know.
I forget people's names. That's very worrying me. You know what I'm talking about? My cousin.
The one who was at my party.
No.
Which one? You guys have so many
Brendan's
cousins.
sister.
Kaylin.
Why couldn't I come? My God, I am so concerned.
Okay, let me be very clear here. When a Borges says my cousin, you know which one, I have to start mentally going through like 76 people before
but how
I
can
get
I forget Kaylin's name? Like, that's unforgivable.
It is. You know what? I don't even have a sponsor. I'm just going to tell you to shut up again.
It's
like
horrible.
Because that was that was
horrible.
awful. That was
Anyhow, let me try to come out of that. And so anyhow, I saw him in a picture because she asked my dad for una paella, and my dad makes great paellas. So he made, como una mariscada more than anything. So he made her one, and I saw the picture that he was there with her, whatever. So that's the last I heard of him. He hasn't called me or.
Well, we hung out on Sunday. Because it was our friend Daisy's birthday last week, and so we went to Cheesecake Factory on Sunday, which is like, you know, one of our happy places.
Oh my God, the orange chicken there, and the sweet corn tamale, and the tamarind egg rolls.
I mean, I've never had anything bad there. Like, there are things that I like more than others. You know what? Yes, guys, we know it's a chain. We know it's not high cuisine. Who cares? It's comfort food.
Yeah.
Absolutely comfort food. Also, I'm part of the Cheesecake Rewards program, and I had $10 off $40. So you know what? I'm good.
Oh, wow. Nice.
I love a bargain. Daddy loves a bargain.
I love Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
I should take Eric there, but he doesn't like things that are like...
Wait, is Eric still here? Or?
No, he went back. He's in the south of France now with his mom.
Oh.
Not to the mom, but
to not being here.
Yeah, he listens to all the podcasts. I'll have to be careful what I say.
No, because I was going to say, if he was still here, forget Cheesecake Factory. I have to take him to Denny's.
I know. Well, go
Eric,
me.
you watch the show.
I
am going to take you to Denny's. I don't need this guy to come with us. I can pick you up and take you to Denny's. That is perfectly fine.
I've been there. I know it's pesadito energy, but I've been there too many times when I was younger. Been there, done that. Next.
But he hasn't.
He's blah, blah, blah. Because if I would tell him, let's go to Denny's now, he'll be like, no, I'm fat. But anyhow, today was like in a cranky mood because
French fat is not the same as Cuban fat.
I know, it's not the same. Because he drove from Paris to the south of France in his car because his lease was up. Mm-hmm. And if he would do it and if he would turn in his car in Paris, it was like $50, $60, $70 more a month. So then if he would turn it into the south of France, where it's a little cheaper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he drove 7 hours there, whatever. But no, he's there. He's coming. He's going to be away for a little bit. He comes back like in 10 days.
Oh,
But then he'll be here for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, so Eric, I am going to take you to Denny's. Okay, I am saying it now in front of everyone. I am going to take you to Denny's.
I'm not going.
But I didn't invite you.
I'm not going.
Pero si a qué momento, Junior, do you recall me inviting Roger? Because I was making the statement to Eric via the camera.
Well, good luck and tell me about it. I'm moving on to my next topic.
That's fine. We're gonna go and we're gonna have French toast, and he's gonna say that it is wrong.
He's probably going to hate it. He's probably going to hate when I know him. He's going to hate it. He's going to hate it. I know him.
That'll be fun because then I can talk about it on the show. See,
It's going to be like what
This
is
is
that?
it?
That's so greasy.
it is.
It's like, oh my God.
it
Like,
is-
and he's going to look around. He's going to be like,
These are barely eggs.
okay, tell me your chayito, but I know, I'm telling. No, just kidding. He's not. I am. Okay, I'm going to talk
Pesadito
about.
energy se contagia.
Yeah, I know. No, but he's not. He's not. That's just me. Listen, I saw something yesterday, speaking of artists, that really impressed me. It was a podcast with Madonna. Have you seen it?
I want to table this because I was actually going to give her my last cafecito. Oh. I was going to give her and this my last cafecito. No, we can talk about it later is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
We can talk about it later because I was going to
my God, great minds think alike because it was going to be my last moment. It was going to be my cafecito.
Okay, so then we're going to table it because then
Okay.
we'll both give her
I thought you meant table it to another week.
No, just table it
for
to the end of
labor.
the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn it.
Okay.
I know because I was like I was going to give this interview
Did you
my
see
last
it?
cafecito. Yes, I did. I was listening to it on the way at the gym
I
before I
saw
got here.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, I have nothing to say.
All right.
Just kidding. 'Cause
Nothing.
I
We've said nothing.
No. Because I really like. We can't talk about it.
I know I have so much to say and it's like I don't want to
Okay, so that could be our own cafecito moment
Yes,
for both of us.
For both
right?
of us, yes, we can do we've done before on the show
okay.
combined last cafecitos. Yeah,
I could pivot though.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
talk to about another one. You see, why am I always fidgeting? You notice? I'm always fidgeting is because I have lower back pain.
So do I.
I have the L5 and the L1.
Oh, I didn't.
And
I don't know which
normally,
ones.
years ago, I got some steroid injections. This time I didn't do it, but I took some pills and it helped me for a little bit. But I'm always adjusting. I'm always
Oh,
like,
no, yo tengo un dolor like on my lower right back. Junior, don't get old.
no, it's terrible. No, but I've been
the
like this for like
worst.
15
I
years.
sit on a cushion for sciatica pain. I have a L4, L5 stress fracture and a
estamos
herniated
jodidos.
disc. And the reason why you fidget around is the same reason why
To adjust,
the
right?
older dogs that have joint issues,
What?
if you
Hold on.
notice,
Let's
they can never.
We're gonna pause. The way I fidget is the same reason for like older dogs. Did you
Yes.
say that?
This
Yes.
segment brought to you by Miami-Dade Animal
compare me to
Services.
an older dog.
I compared us to older dogs, and we've been compared to dogs on this episode or on this
But I'm an
podcast
invited
already.
guest.
Oh, that's true, we did,
Me ha
yeah.
comparado con un perro.
Yeah, well, in all fairness, he compared everybody to a dog.
But you know what? Since it's
We all
coming
had-
from
yeah,
since it's
we
coming
all
from
had.
Junior, it's like it hurt a
It's
little.
okay.
It hurt a little, but
No,
I gotta say
it's
it hurt a
all,
little.
this is always the learn and the love part. It's off the. It's
But hold
not
on,
the thing,
Junior,
but-
hold on. But if you've ever see, the problem is that he's never seen you with your dog. So
No.
he doesn't know that when Junior refers to as a dog, that is like the highest compliment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
knew that.
yeah.
There was some confusion for me.
Yes,
No,
yes.
no.
Okay,
If-
I just
if
thought it was
you're-
comparing me to un perro. I'm like, oh my
Yeah, no,
gosh.
no.
All the love that I have for Junior, me acaba de comparar con un perro.
This is like the religions that worship dogs over here. Okay, this is what this corner is. So yeah, an older dog, if you notice, they always try to get comfortable in the bed when they like dan la vuelta.
Yeah.
And then they like crouch down, and then 5 seconds later they get up again, y dan la vuelta, and
Is
they try
that
to get,
why?
Exactly that. It's the joint issues, and they completely are getting hit with nerve damage or something like that. So los huesos or los nervios, and it's the same reason why we move around and we try to sit a little bit sideways or we get on the other side. It's the same exact thing that we're doing, shifting our posture and our weight in order to alleviate some of
Yeah.
that nerve damage or some of the bone pain that we might feel. Same exact thing as that. So
Yeah,
Ahorita.
everything he said.
Yeah. No. Again,
Yeah,
listen.
100%.
The other day I stood up at home and it was like I walked like jorobal for like a good couple of feet, straightening myself
Dude.
up. Yeah, it's
I have a whole list of saved on my Instagram on my saved folders, para que tú veas que no es mentira.
Meanwhile, si los tres estamos tan jodidos con el lower back, if there's a chiropractor out there who wants to sponsor the show,
Yes,
by all
that'd be
means,
great.
like, you know what, we can have the conversation. We may not even charge you if you just give us,
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
some
That-
adjustments for free.
That's a great idea.
And listen, Darian loves a chiropractic adjustment, so I know he will jump at the chance, and you will get some good footage. Only of him alone, it'll be great footage.
Look what I have. I have a whole thing of just back. It's all these exercises when you get out of bed.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to like stretch and do the whole thing. And I was doing that for a while, pero es que
Yeah, for example, I
forget.
can't when I'm in bed, I can't be just laying down watching TV. I always have to be with my legs crossed de lado.
really.
I shift every like 2 or 3 minutes, and then I shift on the other side, and then I shift on, and then I cross my legs like this y estiro. Yeah, I'm always in pain. I'm always have a little bit of pain when I'm driving. I'm always like this. And ow, coño, I just
As if to prove the point.
no, pero ahora fue diferente. Hizo un gesto mal hecho. Ow.
Live, ladies and gentlemen.
That was not good.
That's the sound that his joints made when
Estoy oxidado. But no, I was going somewhere with that. I don't know.
Yeah, where were we? Where was this going?
Okay, let me
Yeah,
go
you
back.
You were like talking about
Oh,
your...
no, I'm going to... Okay,
your
no
lower back.
transition. No transition.
No, I know, but
I
you
know
were
what
talking about this, so yeah.
Why did I talk about my
I don't
joints?
know
I have no
why.
transitions in my thoughts.
You just said, I don't know why I keep moving like this.
Oh,
Do you know
because
why
I
keep
noticed,
moving like
I
this?
see the reflection of me. I mean, there's a lot of people there,
So
but
in
I
other
see the
words,
reflection.
that wasn't even the topic. We
No,
totally
no.
went off topic.
No,
Okay. So
no.
you probably had
But
something on your
also
list. Yeah.
almost found the sponsorship as well. So still looking. So
Still looking.
We
Yeah.
need a sponsor.
Listen, again, you can get all four of us, because I'm gonna throw Darian into the mix, because Homeboy loves a chiropractic adjustment.
I
Your
could see
cousin,
Darian being the video for that for sure.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Being
never
like
let
in
them get-
between two people's face and just two people's hands.
Just-
oh, this is good.
I could get a visual of that, and it was pretty bad. Yeah. But I was going to say to that was that you should never. I was listening to this doctor, surgeon, that said that if you want to get adjustments, that's fine, but never let them adjust your neck
really?
because you have una no sé una vena or something there that when they adjust you. You're this close to being paralyzed. He's like, never let them do your neck. Never. And since then, I've never let them do my neck.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But we're looking for
Like the
chiropractor.
chiropractic equivalent of
That'd be great.
of parachuting. Just it's you could die,
No, you could.
but it
no.
feels good.
Okay, I know what I wanted to talk about. It
All
was
right.
going to be my last cafecito, but we can
Right.
talk about her. Well, this is another legend.
Okay, bring it. I love legends.
It was, Dolly Parton.
Oh yes.
You know what
Listen,
happened, right? That she had to like cancel. I don't know if she was doing a concert or a residency.
It's a residency. She
It's
has a
residency.
Vegas residency
Right.
that was supposed to be coming up, and she canceled her dates.
Yeah.
Due to she didn't go into details of
No.
it, but she said on
said-
the advice of doctors.
Yeah, she said, well, it was supposed to be in September. It was supposed to be in December, and then they moved it to September of the following
Next year, yeah,
next year. And she said it was because it was she had to have two procedures performed, and she joked around that it wasn't plastic surgery.
Yeah.
But when I was thinking about it, that she's 79, almost 80 years old.
God bless that woman. It's like a moth because
It's not a moth.
It's some type of
No,
light attracted bug. I don't know.
It's not a moth. Es como una wasasa, right?
I
I'm not
mean-
even sure what a wasasa looks like.
A
but
was-
it's
a wasasa's a gnat. Yeah, it's
like
a little-
gnat,
yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's gone because it attracts light.
It's
We're
attracted to light.
We're
It's
light.
true. We are.
And we're back.
More you than me because it's not come to me.
No, it always comes to me.
That's why
Lots of light.
You are light and love, Roger.
Lots of light and
Yes,
love.
that's all you radiate.
And pain.
And so does Dolly Parton.
Hablando de pain,
No, I was saying light and love, not pain.
no, but she's going through some pain.
Yeah.
That was a transition. No, but I wanted to talk about her because imagine when and it reminded me un poquito of Celia Cruz. She's 79 years old, and this woman is still thinking about doing a residency. How amazing is that?
When I say that I love this woman, that does not encompass how much I actually adore this woman.
I can believe it. She's endearing.
And even before she made that announcement, I started thinking the other day, I'm like, I don't know why I have this gut feeling that like the eventual world
no le queda
without
mucho.
Dolly Parton, not that no le queda mucho,
okay.
but the eventual world without Dolly Parton is just going to be a darker place.
I think she's light. She's a light. She's
Absolutely. I've seen her in concert. Actually,
I never have.
Darian and I actually went to see her in concert because she's one of these people that like I had always wanted to go see. and nobody wanted to come with me. And Darian was like, you know what? Yes, she's the type of person that she's a legend. She's an icon. So let's go see her.
And what did you see her?
Oh my God, it was in Broward at the whatever they're calling the stadium now, or the arena. The arena. That's the word.
1.
The arena now. This was years ago, easily like 10 some odd years ago. She was phenomenal. She's
a true entertainer.
She is a show person through and through. She was born to do this, but she's one of those people that, like you were just saying, she's light. I don't think you can be depressed in her presence.
No.
Even her saddest songs, and let me tell you something, Coat of Many Colors is a sad song that eventually ends up happy. But she just radiates, I think, this like beautiful energy and this hope and this positivity. And she does so much that we are just now finding out that she has done, just in terms of giving back.
And it's authentic. It comes across 100% authentic.
Because and it's so authentic because she was doing this years ago and we're finding out about it now. So it's not even like she was doing it for the publicity at the moment or what have you. She's doing it because she's living her values. And
very well said.
I don't think there's anybody like her right now. And that's why I say
like her, no. There's only one Dolly Parton.
When she's eventually no longer on this mortal coil or whatever, the world will be a darker place without her. It just will.
Oh, I agree. She's
1,000%.
She's just, when I think of her, I think of light. It's true. You see an interview with her and it's so authentic, so real, so genuine that you can help but connect to her. And when I read this, I was like, I thought of like my uncle's 80. Or I think he's older, Darian's dad, maybe 81, 82. I'm like, imagine him doing a residency. That's to put it in perspective. And for this woman to do this at her age, it's like, I think it's very inspirational to people that are out there. Very few people are able to do that. En esa categoría está ella, Celia Cruz, and how old is Cher? Because she's up there, right?
I mean, Cher's in her early hundreds, more or less. Parts of her are younger, but
Pobrecita Cher. Oh my God, it's horrible.
But actually, I always used to compare Rita Moreno, because Rita Moreno is the same age as is the same age as my mom's mom, my grandmother, and I think my grandmother passed away at 93, I think it was. And around that time, she had, Rita Moreno had just finished doing like the reboot of One Day at a Time, and there were times where on that show she was doing a little dancing and this and that, and I was like, look at this woman who is the same age as my grandmother and still wakes up every morning and she's like, time to go to set.
Yeah, they don't.
Time to do a little dance.
They don't make them like that anymore.
It's just that drive of like, I'm going to keep doing what I love to do until I can't
Physically.
And you know what?
But
I say do it.
I had like a little bit of a bad feeling because, like, especially with all these couples who've been together 50, 60 years.
Once he passed.
And they were together for, I was reading it, like almost 60 years.
Vaya, desde que ella tenía como 19 años, yeah.
And it was, I think it was incredible how she always kept him out of the spotlight.
He had no desire.
No, zero desire. You never saw him.
No. I think there's like 2 pictures of him.
2 pictures of when he was younger. I think that's it.
Yeah.
And then I was reading about it. I didn't know how many awards she had won, and I put it down. She's won 11 Grammys. She's had over 50 nominations.
Yep.
She's had 10 wins for the Country Music Awards. With the Academy of Country Music, she's won 13. So, I mean, she's...
Yeah. And most importantly, she's won all of our hearts.
Yes. With her sweetness and her just perky and upbeat personality, being real about everything from her boobs to her hair to her makeup to her surgeries. And people connect to that. People connect to that. There's no front.
That's the thing, is she never tried to be anything other than what she is. And, from the beginning when she would say, her little homespun things, like, it takes a lot of money to look this cheap, right? That's that's great.
Yeah,
like,
that's great.
she's in on the joke. You can't make fun of someone who understands that they are the ones creating the joke.
Yeah, she understands.
Yeah,
she got
and she's laughing all the way to the bank.
Llegó antes que uno.
Como ella dice, she's the only woman who ever said no to Elvis Presley.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. No.
Do you know the story? Because Elvis, I forget what song it is. It might have been I Will Always Love You, or it was one of her songs, because, she writes all her songs and she retains all of the songwriter credits. And there was a song that at one point Elvis and his management wanted her, like, she had written the song and he wanted to record it, but part of the stipulation of the contract was that then he would become on paper he would be the writer of the song.
Oh, I think I
so he would own it.
about that.
And she told him no, thank you for wanting to do it, but no. And she's like, so I'm the only woman who ever told Elvis no.
Oh, okay.
That's her joke,
I thought it was because the other.
No. It's so the joke is.
If you wouldn't have explained it, I would have thought that that it was the other one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure maybe she said that as well because she was married to Carl for so many years. But that's the joke is when she says, I'm the only one who said no to Elvis because of the songwriting. And she's, let me tell you something. This woman wrote "I Will Always Love You" and Jolene in the same day. In the same day.
Wow.
That's
pure talent.
I can't edit an episode in a week, and she wrote, two of the
Really?
most iconic songs in
You edit
all
the
of music
episodes?
history.
You edit the episodes?
Well, I'm saying back when I used to, it's it would take me forever. I'd be like, I don't want to do it. This woman wrote two of the most iconic songs in music history in the same day.
Yeah, because it's a gift. Es un don.
It is. Yeah.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
So I was reading about her and I was like, I want her to be my last cafecito. But then I saw the other topic, Madonna. I was like, wow. Then I did a switch because I'm like, Madonna, there was so much to talk about. So I can't.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Since we built it up so much,
I'm not gonna
no. Pero
No, no, no.
espérate. Let's take another quick break
This is another polite way of saying shut up for now, Roger.
so that
Just
we
shut
can,
your mouth
and then,
down for now.
And then when we come back, it'll be time for our last
Very
cafecito.
polite. Very polite. I like that. You're doing a whoopee.
I am doing a whoopee. Yes.
Okay. Namaste. Namaste.
Hey, Pero Primos, we love our pets, but we don't love the pet overpopulation crisis we're currently facing. That's why, during Adopt a Shelter Dog Month, we're teaming up with Miami-Dade Animal Services to remind you of the many ways you can help make a difference. You can do your part by making sure your pet is vaccinated, microchipped, and sterilized, all services that Miami-Dade Animal Services provides at a low cost. And if you're looking to bring a new pet into your family, stop by the shelter or join the annual Mega Puptoberfest on Saturday, October 18th. This exciting event features adoptable cats and dogs, plus vendors, food trucks, and fun activities for the whole family. Not ready to adopt but still want to help? Consider opening your home temporarily through the foster program, which gives pets a much-needed break from the shelter. Thanks to people adopting and fostering, Miami-Dade Animal Services has saved over 90% of the cats and dogs in their care over the last 10 years. So do your part to help reduce pet overpopulation. For more information, visit miamidade.gov/animals and follow @AdoptMiamiPets on social media.
All right, and we are back, and Roger's still looking for the picture of him sitting in, was it Hong Kong? Tokyo? Hong Kong.
Yeah, because it was so many years ago.
In Hong Kong, but as we made mention before, so we are back, and it is time for our last cafecito.
I tell you, Kate, I'm sorry that I keep interrupting, but when I'm here, I really feel como si estuviera en la casa. Like in like una sala.
That's a high compliment for me.
Because you have to understand that for the world that I come from, professionally speaking, you always have to be on. You always have to be alert. You have to, and here I'm able, there's certain things that I still,
But you're able to relax.
Yes, I'm able to. No, I felt relaxed in front of the camera too, but it's different. It's different. It's different. So it's a compliment to both of you to the energy that you guys bring. What I'm looking for is that picture. I don't want to be rude, but I don't want to leave without finding that picture.
And if he does leave without finding the picture, we'll post it on the Instagram either way.
No, I'm gonna find it, dude.
Because I know he's gonna find it. But moving back into the show. So as we have alluded to, as I relearn how to speak the English language, we are doing a joint Last Cafecito today.
Yes.
So we both. Well, you saw and I heard the latest episode of the On Purpose podcast hosted by Jay Shetty, which featured, talking about icons and legends.
I wasn't sure how to pronounce his last name. I'm glad you did it. I wasn't sure. No, I really was. I wasn't sure how to pronounce it.
The one and only Ms. Madonna Veronica Louise Ciccone. And
I have my notes.
Have to say, this is probably the interview of hers that I have enjoyed the most in a long time.
I was writing notes when I was seeing it.
I was making mental notes as well because I was like, I there are things that I want to talk about. I feel like I even called your cousin to talk about it because he was the one who told me she was on, and I was like, ay, imagínate tú, Madonna for 2 hours talking about spirituality. Ya tú sabes, esto va a ser tremendo fracaso. And he's like, no. She actually is just like
raw.
a normal conversation. She's not
genuine.
It's as vulnerable as you're going to get for Madonna, and Madonna does not do vulnerable.
No.
And I don't blame her. I'm not, listen, as a fellow Leo, I get it. But she doesn't do exposed.
No.
And
you can understand it.
there were some elements where she was still a little reserved, and I don't fault her for it. Like when she's so the whole concept of the show is she's talking about spirituality and how it's become this. It's really integral to her life as an artist and as a mother and as a human being and all of that. And there was an element where she started talking about the passing of her brother, and she gave us some insight while also saying certain. Like at one point, she literally said, "She's like, I know I'm being vague," and at that moment, I kind of thought to myself, you're being vague, but again, I think it's because we've grown up with this woman. She was still so vulnerable that her being vague in that moment, all I could think of was, that's okay, Madonna, because you don't have to share everything with, you don't owe us an explanation about what happened between you and your brother. That is personal. But you're letting us in enough to know that you were hurt and you mended fences and you gave us the broad strokes of it enough to let us in without giving us the details. And I think that's important too.
Yeah, I think for me, I agree with everything you said. It was a different side to Madonna that I did. I mean, I saw it was 2 hours and 15 minutes. Yeah. I saw the entire thing.
Yeah.
Because I became interested for many reasons. One of them was because she's my favorite artist. Right. So I love Madonna, but the level of vulnerability that she expressed and she showed, I was like, my God. At that moment during that interview, there was no ego
at all.
It was zero ego. It was a side of Madonna that I've actually sent the link to several people because of one of them is a good friend of mine, Lisbeth, and I'll tell you why in a bit. But the things that she opened up about, for example, saying how I didn't know she had been raped.
Yeah, she said that a couple of years ago at a Billboard Women in Music Award.
I didn't know she had been raped.
Yeah.
I didn't know that she had been, robbed at gunpoint. So that was, and I'm like, wow, she's sharing that. For me, it was the first time I had heard that, and just how open, how simple, how genuine, how convincing she was with everything that she said, was able to allow me to connect to her. And I wrote her.
Did you really? It's funny because I thought about it. I'm not going to lie. I thought about it too, because I felt like for the first time, as many years as I've been following this woman's career, as big a part as she is of my life, just, in terms of a pop culture fixture, there was something about this moment that I really did feel like, oh my gosh, I want to, yeah, no, I'm saying, I feel like I want to reach out to her. And I don't know what it was about this particular interview.
That you were able to identify with her on many levels, I'm sure. And there were many things that she talked about that I was able to identify. And the other reason I was able to identify with her is like, I'm not a religious person. I'm not a religious person at all. When I go to church, I go by myself in la ermita or into the back in the little chapel, whatever. I don't believe in. I respect it, but it's different. Everyone interprets it differently. But I did. I have a friend of mine that will remain nameless because they're well-known people as well. And for, I would say probably like 4 or 5 months, I took Kabbalah classes. It was just her.
Really?
The teacher, because they were celebrities. So the teacher would come to the house.
Much different circle he runs in than I do.
But it's just someone that I've known for many, many years. And anyhow, and she called me. She's like, hey, look, the teacher was coming from Kabbalah. You made me feel bad now.
But this is the pesadito energy we live for, Roger.
Yeah, okay. So anyhow, so in her house, it was just her, a friend of hers, me, and the teacher. That's it. So it was 2 hours once a week for like 3, 4, 5 months.
Coño.
And we'd just sit there. And people are like, oh my God. I know Eric was like, oh my God, it's a sect. I'm like, no, it's a cult. It's not. I'm like, it's like a philosophy of life. It's like, basically the best way I can put it is.
Yeah, I was going to say, give us some insight because you've actually did the classes.
It's basically the same things that you and I can go through. It's about, for example, when something bad is happening to you. Mm-hmm. It's like, and you're like, why is this happening to me? Like, well, this doesn't make sense. If you're out of a job, why am I out of a job? Why can't I find a job? And there's always something to learn in that. And in those classes that we had, you would sit there in front of the teacher and he would be like, because there's not too many people. And at the end, the girl only came to like 6 classes. It was her, me, and the teacher, like that. And some of the things that he said, I was like, oh my God, I became so interested because it reminded me when I was taking the classes, and I even wrote it down.
It resonated.
It resonated with me. And for example, he says, I am trusting without logic that this experience is for the best. When you're going through hell,
Yeah.
it's like, what's the point of it? Let's say, God forbid, you lose your sister, you lose your brother, you lose something like that. How can it make sense?
How do you recover from
How can
that?
you trust that this is going to make sense in the future? Or, for example, all the light that I need is within me. I know this certain without any logic that this is for my best. Like when it doesn't make sense, you lost your job, you can't pay your bills, you're getting kicked out. How is that? How does that make sense at that moment? And it's trusting that like higher power of like, wait a second, Roger, it's happening for a reason. Or for example, when you like, I dated for many years. I dated a lot people that were a lot younger than me, and I didn't understand why I was making the same mistakes. And through Kabbalah, it made me realize that, wait a second, life would present the same lesson until you learn it. Until you learn
She said that on the show.
And that's why I resonated with me. And that's what Kabbalah is. It basically makes you look inward at some of your behavior and some of the things that are happening. Not to say, oh my God, I can't believe this. No, it's happening for a reason. You're supposed to learn from it. I remember when I lost my job the first time at Channel 23, I could be not embarrassed to say this, but I felt that I took a lot of things for granted. Mm-hmm. And I was very fortunate, and I lived a good life, and I had my health, and I made an okay living, and there were many things that were going great for me. And I could not concentrate on all those things. I would only look at, oh my God, esto se me canceló. Oh my. Yeah. And I almost had to like kind of lose everything to be like, wait a second.
What's important?
This is what's important to me. These things are important. The fact that I can go on vacation, that's important. The fact that I can buy a pair of shoes is important. The fact that if you get sick, I can send you some flowers, that's important. The fact I started appreciating things more. And with Kabbalah, it wasn't like an awakening. It was like a reminder of those things. It makes you look inward and say, okay, all right, this is, and going back to the dating young people, I didn't understand what I was doing wrong. And my friend Lisbeth, who I love dearly, who takes Kabbalah too, she was like, and when I would tell her, what am I doing wrong? She's like, you got to learn the lesson. You got to learn. And I'm like, what lesson? You're my friend. And I realized, wait a second, although it may seem common sense to you, that I was dating people that were too young. And as long as I would date people that were young, me iba a pasar lo mismo.
But here's the thing. You can hear it from other people until you and that goes across everything, until you realize it for yourself.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if 45 people are telling you, this is why X is going wrong in your life. It's going to take the 46th person for you to go, oh.
There has to be like an awakening.
Finally hear it.
An awakening.
Yeah.
And that's the best way that I describe it. It's kind of like a philosophy. Son como herramientas to help you deal with your daily life in a better, more proactive way. And without saying, oh my God, I'm a victim. No, okay, this is happening to me now. What can I learn from this? What can I really learn? And yeah, I'm sure I'm going to be better in a month, even if it doesn't make sense now. And she explained, which I think was amazing. She explained how when she was writing, because we think of Madonna now, famous, rich, blah, blah, blah. But she's like, when I was writing songs, no one in my family wrote songs.
I don't come from a musical family.
No one. I don't come from a musical family. I didn't know how to write anything. And these lyrics and these songs, it didn't make sense that I was able to do that. So it didn't make sense that at the end I was going to be successful. That wouldn't make sense. And it worked out. So to me, there were things that resonated because I can relate, not like that because I've never written a song, but things that at the moment didn't make sense and at the end made so much sense.
But actually, you know what? Obviously, like you said, you're not a musician, but let's actually kind of bring it down to you. You don't come from a family of journalists.
No.
You don't come from a family of people who've been in the farandula or whatever, right?
You're right.
And yet, that's what you were doing for so long,
And
right?
I didn't even know how.
And exactly, because and also back when we were kids, it's not like nowadays where like kids kind of know how to do these things because everybody's online and on YouTube and whatever. No, you had to kind of tropezar and figure it out.
There was no ChatGPT.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. You didn't have an
how do you
assistant.
do that?
No. And you did it. And I think that's, a big part of is what she mentions in the interview is, it's understanding that you are almost like the implement for this light or this gift or however you want to interpret it to come through. Yes, you have to work hard for it. Yes, you have to, because tampoco she's not saying it's like, oh, you just sit back and you're like,
no, there's a lot of work.
I can do this. That's great. Yeah, that's fantastic. But you got to work too. You tienes que poner de tu parte.
And she says, the more you study, the more you learn, the more you realize that you don't know shit. There's so much that you're like, oh my God, because you become more aware of your actions.
There's an old saying that it's like, the harder I work, the luckier I get. right? Now, you can argue that sentence, but my point with that sentence is a lot of these people who are successful, there's an element of luck, right? Because again, we'll go back to Madonna.
Absolutely.
How many people don't become, recording artists and they have a huge album or a huge song and you never hear from them again, right? So there's an element of caer bien in a momento and all of that.
luck,
Absolutely. But if you don't work hard, I don't care how much luck you have, it's only going to take you so far.
And you know what also impressed me with her? When she talked about success and what success was to her and what success was for her kids. And she talked about problems that I was talking to my friend Erica today. And I'm like, look, you have a kid. I'm sure that if you listen to it, you'll be able to relate. And she was talking about how what was successful to her and how she's like, I have mixed feelings because one of the reasons she feels she was successful is because she didn't come from that, and it pushed
the
her.
drive.
The drive. And she's like, now I have these kids that have been blessed with all these riches, and she constantly battles. Is it too much? Yeah. Should I give them that much? I mean, they're not going to have the same drive. And it's about, she says, success to me and to them is just being able to do what you love, what you like, and feeling fulfilled. Yeah. That is real success. It has nothing to do with money. And she's like, because who would have thought? She's like, I thought you have money, you're famous, you're gonna be happy. And she's like, and I was very unhappy. So there has to be something more. So to me, because I've been a little long-winded, I think it was just a very deep conversation and a different side of her that people, regardless of where you're at or what you believe, are gonna be able to relate and learn from, I feel.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it's probably her best interview, her best recent interview for sure, if not her best interview overall. I really do think, and for everybody who thinks like, oh, she's this, I'm like, listen, we've all seen her movies. She's not that great an actress. Yeah. So I feel this is her. This is her. I don't think she's putting on a front.
No.
So yeah, if you have an opportunity, guys, so that's our joint last cafecito. Check out Jay Shetty's On Purpose interview with Madonna. It's, again, I can't say enough positive things about it. And also, listen, if you've been listening to the show, watching the show for a while, we love Madonna on this show, but we also call her out on her bullshit many, 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 many times. Madonna sometimes buys her own bullshit to the degree that I gotta call it out and I gotta make fun of it. But when props need to be given, they should be given as well.
Well said. We got deep there.
We did get deep there. That's how we were.
It was meaningful.
It's just interesting how sometimes I think this is an example of something that is missing sometimes, and maybe you and I are, we're part of a certain community that's going to, gravitate towards a Madonna interview to begin with. But I think right now this is becoming a bit of the monoculture, which we've said on this show several times, doesn't exist in the same way necessarily that it did when you and I were growing up.
What does that mean, monoculture?
Where, like now, for instance, Bad Bunny is a perfect example. Everybody knows who Bad Bunny is, but there's not that instance anymore of that one thing that everybody knows about, because we all consume media so much to our niche and our algorithm that you could be watching a show that's been on the air for 15 years I've never heard of. Yeah. And so the monoculture doesn't exist in the same way it used to when we were kids, that like everybody sat down and saw Michael Jackson do the moonwalk.
Are you tuned in at 8:00? Because that was the only thing to watch. Exactly. So that's I think this is hopefully a bit of a monoculture. Actually, before we end the show, speaking of monoculture, not really, I just have no transition. I wanted to do a little bit of like a promo corner. So just because we're so spiritual, I'm going to promote it. So this weekend on October 5th, I'm actually going to be participating with the Adrian Arsh Center. Ooh. They're doing it's like a Arsh on the road. They're doing this Hispanic Heritage a promotion at I forgot the name of the park right now. I'm awful, but I'll post about it. So if you want to come out and see it, they're gonna have some performances. Nice. It's in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month, and so I'll be there, and it'll be a lot of fun. I love hosting things with them. I've done it before. They are an absolute blast. Is that guy still there? Gino,
of course. Yeah. Gino's our boy. Yeah. Gino's the reason that we keep getting invited to all of the Arsh events, and Gino. Thank you. I know I tell you this in person, but I'm going to tell you this on air. Thank you so much for everything that you invite us to. We really do appreciate it. Also, starting, this is October 3rd when this episode airs. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so for the entire month of October, Pim Pam Pollo is going to be doing a little Pink Pam Pollo.
Oh, that's cute. I love that.
Yeah, so we are going to be donating 10% of our net sales of all of our guayaba y queso wings and sandwiches at all of our pop-ups and the residency at Bee Culture to a local organization, 305 Pink Pack. You keep an eye out. There is an interview with the founder of 305 Pink Pack, Rosemary. I'm calling her Rosemary Gonzalez because that's how I knew her in high school.
That's great.
And that's coming. And so, feel free to stop by and help us with that. There's also going to be an event on October 17th where we will be doing our fundraiser, but also Beat Culture will be featuring a cocktail called the Pink Lady, and a percentage of the proceeds of that sale will also be going to 305 Pink Pack.
Can I get an amen?
And last but not least, I want to let everybody know, because you know what? Who's the person that you and I love the most in this room?
Bruno.
Absolutely. So Saturday, October 18th, Junior and his partner in crime, Randy Garcia, are going to be doing a 2-man show here at the studio. All right.
Randy Garcia.
Yeah, it's a local
My
actor.
photographer's Randy Garcia. Oh, the other one. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
you guys
I don't
know
think
each
it's.
other?
I don't
Because you're
think,
both creative.
I mean, it might be him. We don't know. But they're going to be doing a show called Random Fun Time. It's a 2-man show, not a 1-man show. And I'm sure tickets are going to be going on sale soon, right, Junior? But keep an eye out, guys, because it's going to be here at the studio. Obviously, space is a little limited. It's not like going to be in this studio, but in where we film the studio. So come out and support Junior, because we all love Junior.
We love Junior. Good guy.
Yep.
Junior, you want to say goodbye before?
Well, wait, I haven't done the.
I thought it was over. Mándame a callar, because today I deserve it. Mándame a callar. Come on. It's been 2 times.
I'm like, listen, he can say goodbye, but let me do the official wrap up already.
I'm sorry it was over. Wow.
Oh, it's okay.
My God.
Yeah, okay, he's hungry. You're hungry. That's why you're like,
I'm not in a hurry to get out of here. I love being here. I just, fue un mal calculation.
Okay, un mal calculation.
I stand quiet. I stand quiet now.
So that was episode 363. We hope you, as always, listened, laughed, and learned. And as always, please do not forget, grab your cafecito, your pastelito, and your croquetica. And thanks for joining us, guys. As always, thank you both for being here. And there's a lot coming in October, so feel free to catch us all out and about.
Busy month.
It is. And Halloween, which I know you're not a fan, but I love Halloween. So I'm going to drag you to Halloween with me. I'm going to drag you to Halloween with me.
I don't know about that.
I do. I'm going to drag you. I'm going to drag you by your L5.
We'll see. No, not by L5, please.
All right, everybody. Cuídense.